Hello, baseball fans. A late night roundtable for you. Alex Barth, Matt McCarthy after the Red Sox get no hit in Oakland by Sean Manaea. They fall 3-0. They're now 17-3. Matt, let's start with this. You have the blown lead on opening day, 6 runs in the 8th inning. You have the game they lose to the Yankees where Price only pitches 1 inning and there's the massive brawl. And now the no-hitter. As spectacular as the wins are this year for the Red Sox, the losses, I think you could say, are more spectacular. This team is must-watch baseball, win or lose.
It's entertaining every single night. It's been the wildest start to a season that I can remember. Obviously, going 17-3 in the first 20 games is truly spectacular stuff. I don't think anybody saw them getting no hit tonight, particularly the way they've hit over the course of the last week and a half. But Sean Manaea is spectacular. And I'll tell you that right now. I watched this kid pitch for Hyannis in the Cape League. Tonight was his coming out party. This kid is legit, and I think he's going to be a star in this league as much as you can be when you're pitching for the Oakland A's in 2018.
Look, if he's going to be a star, he's not going to be pitching in Oakland much longer.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, this is his 3rd season in the bigs. He's off to a great start this year. I think he's finally going to put it together this year. I mean, he has not been bad in his first 2 years by any stretch of the imagination. 3.86 ERA his first year, I think maybe 4.2, 4.3 last year. And he's 26 years old, entering his 3rd season in the bigs. That was an impressive performance by him tonight. From what I saw, of course, I was mostly watching the Bruins, but command of all 3 pitches, really just dominating, kept hitters off balance. Guy's a stud. They got no hit by a stud tonight. It's not like they got no hit by, some bum. Manea's pretty freaking good.
Let's talk about the no-hitter itself, though, because there's 2 plays that Red Sox fans are going to want to go back and look at. First off, Andrew Benintendi, little chop single, or little chopper down the first baseline. Looked like it may be a base hit. Then they rule him out of the base paths. Something at least to me, felt like, if it's not a no-hitter, they probably don't call it because he was out of the base path by maybe this much, but no umpire wants to cost a pitcher no-hitter, so I think they called it more along the lines. I'm okay with that, but it still didn't feel quite right.
He was out of the base path. It's really that simple. Now, back in the day before replay, they don't make that call. I get it. But, when you look at the replay, he's running up the left side of the baseline. And then when the pitcher fields the ball and starts to make a play on Benintendi, he starts to move himself towards the right side of the base path and then ultimately onto the grass and out of the base path. Here's the thing. You establish your own baseline as a runner. So where you're running when the fielder starts to make a play on you, that's where the base path ends. All right. It's a direct line from there to the base. When you go 3 feet outside of that, which he did, it's not going on the grass or anything like that. When you go 3 feet outside of where you were when the fielder starts to make a play on you, you're out of the base path. So Benintendi was out of the base path. It doesn't involve him going on the grass or, getting back to the base. That doesn't matter. He was 3 feet away from where he was when the fielder started to make a play on him. They got that call right. The one that I think you can maybe call into question is the error on Simeon. Going back, backpedaling, trying to make an over-the-shoulder catch. When was that? Was that in which inning? Do you know that? Which inning that was?
I want to say like the 5th or 6th inning. Like it had been established that okay, there's a no-hitter in progress, but it wasn't that late in the game.
Yeah. So that one I think is more questionable. But listen, I mean, they didn't touch the guy all night. He flat out dominated them. That was, not a cheapy no-hitter. It's not like, it was a catch-no catch on a ball that was rocketed into the gap. They didn't have good contact on that dude all night.
So with the Red Sox, though, again, just game after game after game of explosive offense, and now this kind of nothing, and it is just one night. It is against a good pitcher, but is he too soon for the Red Sox peak too early talk? Because you knew that they had to come back down to earth at some point. And I said this on the last roundtable. You can go back and check that out on the CLNS YouTube page. I'm worried that when the Red Sox come back down to earth, they're going to come back down to earth. And they are going to, it's not going to be 60-0. It's going to be 60 into the wall going backwards. So do you think this maybe is a sign of that when they do come back down to earth, it's not going to be pretty?
No. Because when they come back down to earth, they'll still be playing the American League. And the American League is garbage. The competition is bad. They're going to win a ton of games this year. They're not going to go 17-3 over the course of their next 20. That's not going to happen. But the American League is really, really bad. So, even when they come back down to earth, it's not going to make that much of a difference. They're not going to do this. Nobody does this. I mean, hell, the Detroit Tigers in 1984, I guess in many ways they're the gold standard, but it's not going to continue like this. But it's not like they're going to, all of a sudden become a 400, winning percentage team. It's just not going to happen.
Also, one more quick thing, not about the no-hitter, but Chris Sale really did not look to have great command tonight. You worried at all about what you saw from him tonight?
No, talk to me in late May. And this is a point that Tony Maz made on my podcast, and I thought it was a really good one. He said, with the way that they baby
and that podcast is, get the plug in there, go ahead.
Hardcore Baseball, 98.5 The Sports Hub. It's now up on iTunes, 98.5thesportshub.com. Check it out. It's good stuff. Tony Maz made this point, and it stuck with me because I thought it was a really good one. The Red Sox babied these guys. They babied their starting pitchers in spring training. So I think we can expect that a guy like Sale, who has always started every single year of his career, seemingly, guns blazing, coming out, 8 innings, 13 strikeouts. That's always been him. Because they really eased him into the start of the year, that hasn't been him. I mean, tonight was the first night where he went over 100 pitches. And this is his 5th start of the year, whereas last year he was over 100 pitches in all 4 of his first starts. So they're going to ease him into this. I don't think he's as sharp, and I don't think he's as ready to go for the start of the season, but I think that's by design. Talk to me in May if he's still having these issues.
Yeah, I was a little concerned just because I don't think the A's lineup, although they are second in batting average going into tonight behind the Red Sox, but it was a little, when Chris Sale is off, that's not the kind of off he usually is. It's usually because he doesn't have the same amount of break or the same amount of pop on his pitches. He just didn't have the command tonight. So that was the first time I've seen that from him. But again, maybe it goes back to he just hasn't pitched as much as he's used to. Yeah. This roundtable has been brought to you by Hims. Check out forhims.com/report for a $5 trial on their hair restoration system. We'll have more Red Sox coverage too throughout the next couple of weeks. Check us out on Twitter at Red Sox CLNS. Give us a follow. Also online, clnsmedia.com. Again, Red Sox no hit tonight in Oakland by Sean Manaea. They fall by a score of 3-0. For Matt McCarthy, I'm Alex Barth. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.